Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with Supercar Science, and this one you can win the 2020 Mercedes-AMG GT3. Let me give you my quick take on this event as well as the related Showdown, which gives you one of the lock-ins in the event. So if you do the Showdown, understand that the goal there is to get to 1300 to get this car, which is ATS RR Turbo, but also understand that this is a car that is going to be really hard to build because the fusions are unique to the car and you're not going to get that many. So if you're winning this car to get the lock-in, you're the kind of player situation that Natural Motion's counting on to kind of get stuck somewhere in Supercar Showdown. You're going to have to probably buy some packs to get enough fusions to get through. Now, from the competitive end of it, this one allows you to use quite a few different cars. The 07 is probably going to be the top car, our Turbo probably a top car. The good news is all these cars are relatively fast. The Ford GT3 is a good option as well. I think any of these guys, if you have them fully upgraded, with the exception of maybe the BT62, I think they can all get you to 1300. It's just a matter of how long. But if it takes you a while to get there, just to get the car, you're going to have a much more difficult time when it comes to this event. Now, some of the people that have data mine already know that there are two versions of this event. Apparently, I got the GT3 version, so I'm just going to stick with this version for my take on this. First lock-in, only one car, 2016 GT3. If you haven't done some past events, you may not even have this car, and therefore you're stuck already. But assuming that you've been around a while and you have car lock-in number 1, number 2, and possibly also number 3, which is the various versions of the BT62. We had an event where you used the gold star to get the purple star, etc., etc. So these, if you already have it, you probably have it built. Moving right along, the RALMS, which is part of an old Supercar Science, allows you to also get through lock-in number 4, or you're going to have to use that RR Turbo. Now, this is where, if you don't have this car, you probably didn't have the Ford either. I'm not even sure you're going to get this far. But if you did get this far and you don't have this car, you have the RR Turbo, that's going to be a bit of a frustrating car to build because unless they made it super easy, which Supercar Science usually isn't by near the end. Once you get to lock-in 4, 5, 6, eventually you're going to get stuck. Now, lock-in 5 is where the money comes in. This is a purchase car, and you have to purchase it to advance. So let's assume we played up to this point and you don't want to spend any money in this game. You're done. You're not going to move any further, and you're not getting the M4 GT3. Moving right along, assuming you did buy the M4 GT3, so now you're in for this car, which fortunately uses BMW Fusions, but stage 6s, you won't have any, and therefore you have to find a way to get those, and being a purple star car, of course, those are also paid. So, assuming you get this, you move along to eventually get to race 70 to acquire the Mercedes-AMG GT3. Then you have to finish the event with that car. So race 16, you can actually win car number 2. Okay, so that's a good thing. But apparently the other version of it, you don't. If you had like a legend car for the lock-in, you don't get to win this car. I don't know what all this means, but assuming you have the Ford LM, and you get to race 16, you get lock-in number 2, you build it. This one's also hard to build, unique fusions, not too many cars of this brand in here, purple star for stage 6, so you cannot use crates except for the in-game crates that are part of the event. So you're not going to get far with this either unless you already have it or you have enough parts to get somewhere with it. Assuming you get all the way through this, as you can see, the rewards are not going to help you get through the event. All the rewards are going to do is just give you something to work with. If you're building all these cars from the ground up, 6 million plus a pop, you're talking about 5, 6 cars. Yeah, understand that even if you're not broke now, you're going to be broke by the end of the event. Supercar Science is not an event designed for free players. It is definitely a paid event. In order to complete any Supercar Science, you generally have to buy at least one car, and there's a minimum output of actual money just to compete. And then if you actually decide to go all the way through for it, you're going to have to make sure that you have the parts and the cars and the upgrades for the cars to get all the way through. So no, this is not an event for beginners, nor is this event for someone who doesn't want to pay. If you are the type that must do every event and have the cars and is willing to go all the way through, you're rewarded finally with the AMG GT3, which is interestingly a past car. This is not new. When Showdown leagues were around, you could have gotten enough Showdown leagues points to purchase this car, and so some of you may already have it. From what I've seen of this car, it is not very useful, and I never really see it in live racing because it can't really do much in live racing. So outside of collecting it for your garage, you're not likely to get much out of this. That's not to say that Natural Motion won't find a way to force you to try to use this car or acquire it for some event in the future, so keep that in mind. And I'm sure if you're going to pay for this, BMW, they'll find some way to put that in as a usable car for whether for Showdown or for other purposes. So no car is completely useless in the sense that it won't be used in some future event, but you have to understand what you're investing in to get there. So for those of us who are playing free and are not quite as loaded on cars, at least race 16, there's the possibility that you can win a car that's free, and also again from the Showdown you can win a car that's free, quote free in quotes, depending on what your status is with your parts and other things. So there are two acquirable cars that really doesn't require you to spend, and then after that it's a matter of how much you want to go and how far you want to try to push it. So that's my quick take on this event. No Supercar Science is a must-do event. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and skip this one. I don't care about that car. I don't really want to pay for another GT3 car, even if it's decent. I have plenty already. And the free cars that I can win on my second account would actually be cars I don't have, but on my main account I already have them, and I have not had any real use for them either. So bottom line is, I will on my second account run this event in a way to try to at least acquire the two free cars. I'll probably record that and upload that separately. And that is basically your quick take on the Supercar Science. Do what you wish. It's your game. You play it the way you want. If you have any additional information you want to add in the comments, feel free to do so. Any questions, feel free to ask me. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you like my channel and like to see videos like this when they pop up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.